Welcome to the battlefield. Welcome to the war.
Now they have.
There must be something greater. If such a complicated instrument as human body was created, obviously there must be some higher purpose for that.
He'll be here in 3, 2, 1.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Mention now names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on. They all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
Y'all tell anybody I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Peanut butter and crack snake.
He kicked his habit back in the joint, now he's out of coins.
Here I come!
I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal, damn right I support it. I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're...
Good evening. I'm Roscoe Lee Brown. The Commission report talks about the communications gap between the people of the ghetto and the rest of America. Just how deep is it?
Oh, damn.
Check that shit out.
What is that?
Whew, I didn't know they made them like that.
I don't even understand what I'm seeing.
Ooh.
Why you do this?
Come on, man. I thought we was cool, SKC. Nah, for real. I thought we was cool.
Man.
I thought we was boys. Now I see. Now I understand. Now I get it, SKC. I know.
Here is,
in many ways, the culture, the community culture, is a death culture.
Because the culture is hoe, not wife.
Okay, so again, getting back to the center of the topic, what is the opposite of culture?
Nowadays, soul music is the big thing in the Negro community. Jazz is always a favorite with the brothers. After all, they started it back in New Orleans. So here's question number 2. The nickname Bird or Yard Bird refers to only one giant of jazz. Is it A, Lester Young, B, Benny Goodman, C, Charlie Parker, D, the Birdman of Alcatraz?
Both of us could state we're Romans, but we understand that what people are seeing now, that is not Roman culture. Roman culture, for all of its, greatness and everything, that concept is dead.
I agree.
I think it's in a similar point now of how you and I and many others in the chat and black and white have seen. Some of us are old enough to have seen the zenith of Black American culture, or at least have heard about it in the past and saw kind of like but for Black culture we've seen what it was, and we know now, we have a sense enough now to understand that it no longer exists.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I feel like it exists in my household. I feel like the tribe that I built to help raise my children, it exists within them.
Yeah, but it's not part of the dominant flow of Black people.
No, it's not the mainstream. That's true.
Yeah, it is not part of the dominant flow of Black people at all. In fact, the majority of Black people would see what you have in your household, what Truism has in his household, what Pablo has in his household. They will see that as foreign and not truly real. Y'all not real enough.
I think, just because my demeanor, I've never been told I wasn't real. I have been called white because of the way I do things.
There you go. Your activity, they will state, is white.
The answer is C. And there he is, the man who blazed the trail for most of modern jazz, the one and only Charlie Bird Parker.
I would say that it's still, I would definitely say it's definitely low culture, because it's still a culture as it is, even though it may be dysfunctional, it does have laws and it does have a codified list of actions as in to what you will and would not, should and should not, and what is and is not black.
When a black man's rapping it out to the brothers, a common comeback from the audience might be, "That's right, brother." Now, there's another way of saying this, which leads us to question 3. And the following 4 choices complete the phrase which begins, "Tell it." A, as it is. B, how it is. C, like it is. D, straight.
The question has to be asked then. Would you say, according to the marital tradition, that all of the twerking and stuff is civilized? Not everybody at once.
The answer is C. Tell it like it is. Yes, tell it like it is, brother.
See, you can't just say, if you're going to say civilized, then you have to compare it to something. If it's civilized in its own environment, then yes, it is.
Now look at this. Now look at this. Now look what you just did, Truism. What you just said, and then I want you to compare. And I'm not saying this is bad to anyone. I'm just making an observation.
My proof is in the videos that they make. How much more proof do you need?
Elaborate.
What would be beneficial for any woman to be twerking on a video and have the same account that where she's twerking on, have a child or any children of any manner on that account? Go.
At best, he about to simp. The benefit, that's not for me or you to evaluate. At best, it's poor parenting at best, the argument that you can make. But to say that that is evidence enough to call them pedo, not hearing this.
That's exactly what a pedophile would do. Why would you subject a child to your sexual nature?
Twerking is a cultural dance.
Woo! Twerking is a cultural dance.
It is. In the Daggleverse, it is. When you have a culture that is based around whoredom, then yes, that is a cultural dance.
Notice Son's comment where she says, in the current culture, yes. And then immediately afterwards, Good Mother says, obviously not. And that is the line of delineation that I was telling you guys about at the very outset of this, of how when those lines of delineations are
blurred,
are found,
okay,
then you're able to seed new conversations. And I'm gonna just ask this for both of them.
Which brings us to question 4. If you throw the dice so that 7 shows on the top, what's on the bottom? Is it A, 7, B, snake eyes, C, boxcars, D, 11?
Are you sure about that? And I'm gonna keep asking you that. Are you sure about that?
To repeat question 4, the answer is A, 7, 11. Hope you didn't crap out on that roll.
I don't know.
Because if you're going to say that any Western culture,
I'm not
if you're going
right
to say
on
that,
everything.
No. That's why I'm asking.
That's why we're having the discussion.
So if you're going to say that,
something, yeah.
If you're going to say that, then you're going to have to say that what the Daggleverse engages in is not a culture.
Well, how did you do? I passed. The test, that is.
But you can't say that it's not a culture because, again, what you're showing here it does have its own form of literature. It does have its own society. It does have its own religion. It does have its own customs, which are passed down from generation to generation.
You may well be culturally deprived.
So so are you going to invalidate what the Dagoverse is, or are you going to classify it as something else?
Okay,
because
so,
even if it's high culture or low culture, you can't say either without using the word culture.
And now for a non-scoring question which tells the score. Recently, Jet magazine asked its black readers to answer the following question: what ethnic name do you prefer to be known by? Jet gave its readers these 5 possibilities. In what order do you think they were chosen by the Jet readers? The 5 choices which you see on the screen are shuffled, if you'll excuse the expression, from the final results of the Jet poll.
Right, and that is why I state that it is neither. It is an anti-culture.
Well, it's still a culture then at that point, isn't it?
It is no. It works against cultural norms.
And now for the answer. At the bottom, in 5th place, was that old euphemism, colored, and in 4th place was that schizoid term, African American. In 3rd place, with less than a quarter of the votes, was the term Negro, the word which the white community and communications media are accustomed to use. In 2nd place was the term black, and in a comfortable lead for the moment is the phrase Afro-American. Of these 2 expressions, black is more popular among youth and college students.
Again,
it impedes it, just as if you were to put it in the terms of its root word form, agriculture, tilling the earth, building, seeding things in order for an increase. No, that's the whole reason of why the oxymoron comes up and says that, you know, in many ways, the culture, the community culture, is a death culture.
Strangers on my flight, they make me nervous. They're terrorists, all right.
I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal. Damn right I support it. I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal.